everyone. Welcome to Bright Futures, the channel for students and entrepreneurs and innovators by Sam Kamani and Aruna Shekhar. So today we are going to talk about planning during uncertain times. My name is, of course, Aruna Shekhar, and I'm a senior lecturer at Massey University. I'm also the vice president of PDMA, which is the Product Development and Management Association. And Sam is an entrepreneur, a book author, and a consultant. And if you want more details about us, you can always look up our LinkedIn profiles or Google. Over to Sam to ask a few questions.
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Aruna. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bright Futures, our YouTube channel, where we discuss things like startups, entrepreneurship, being a founder, and innovating and making innovative products. As we all are going through the whole COVID-19 situation, and it is a massive time of disruption. So what I'm going to do today is I want to ask Aruna some questions on, how do individuals and companies can plan when everything around us is moving so rapidly, everything around us is changing so fast?
Yes, Sam. It is a challenging time. The whole macro environment has changed so rapidly, so suddenly, that some people are definitely finding it very difficult. But there are ways of getting through this. And the most important thing is to plan for the future, plan for a time when things have eased and controlled a bit. But this is the time to actually do that planning. And to do that, what you should do is think about your own goal as an individual or as a business, and then work out what are the tasks you need to do to get to that goal. And look at each of those big tasks and see if any of those have been impacted by the changes. If they have, then you might need to look at alternatives. So I think planning is really important.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Do you have any practical examples of how a small business can plan and
Yes,
during these sort of times?
definitely. Yes, it's the same process as for the individual. The small business can also do the same, reflection on their goals and how they can get there. For instance, they can ask themselves a few questions such as, how can we reach our customers better now in this environment? If their traditional mode of operation and customer channels are closed, then they've got to look at alternatives.
Yeah. No, that's true. What do you think, places like cafes and restaurants and those sort of places, what can those sort of companies or organizations do to change in these sort of times?
Yeah, I think they are sort of hard hit now.
Yeah.
Restaurant, as well as tourism, they've been really hard hit because their customers come to their outlet and they usually sit close together. And with physical distancing, that's been a big challenge. So many of them are looking at other ways of doing it. They're either moving their chairs apart, or they're as well as having non-contact payment systems, and they're also putting in place some crowd management and making sure that their delivery of their food is safe and contactless. So yeah, a lot of rapid changes in that industry.
That's very, very true. Have you seen any new companies adopting Zoom or Microsoft Teams or other sort of online communication methods?
Correct, Sam. There's companies now really leveraging technologies such as Zoom or Skype or Microsoft Teams. And in PDMA, the Product Development Association, we ourselves in New Zealand, we were running face-to-face workshops. So now what we've done is we're offering it as webinars over Zoom. But the advantage is that earlier we could only run it locally and only have local audience. But now through Zoom, we are able to reach a much wider audience right across New Zealand and even across to our affiliates in India, Indonesia, and
Oh, that's
Singapore, which is
fantastic.
brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, that's really good to see that that you guys had a plan B. How can other organizations or businesses or even like individuals make a plan B for their career? Do you have any tips or any methods that you would suggest?
Yeah, I think the thing is to always look at maybe other examples of the same industry in other countries and
Yeah,
gather some ideas. And the other important thing is to be creative and innovative. This is exactly the time when you should be looking at opportunities out there. And for instance, I know that a lot of companies now have taken the opportunity to help out in this situation, and they're making masks and gloves and while they were actually making something else, they're using the same process and manufacturing equipment to make gloves and masks and shields to help out in this situation, which is really, really nice.
yep, yep. No, that is yeah, that is great to hear. I wanted to talk a bit about innovation, and you do see a lot of innovation when there are a lot of resources. Do you think can we still innovate in these sort of times?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's so important because this is when, while there is this big change in the environment, it's a big challenge, but at the same time, it offers new opportunities. So companies as well as individuals should look out for those opportunities where things are a bit different. For example, I'm just thinking now, New Zealand has done really well in progressing and controlling the illness. And as soon as we are able to open up a bit more, New Zealand could be the safest little corner in the world, and we could attract startup entrepreneurs to come in here, maybe do the 2-week quarantine period, and then start off their business here where it's really safe. They can have their usual cafe culture and
Yeah.
entrepreneurial network, and I think it's time to really boost that sort of Silicon Valley culture here in Auckland.
Yeah. No, that is really, really positive to hear, and I'm sure it gives hope to lots of startups and other small businesses that we can end up with an even more vibrant economy than an environment than before.
Yes, I
You
think
know,
like even risk analysis, that's important to do a risk analysis and to sort of weigh out the options and see
yes,
what is the likelihood of success and what is the probability of anything hampering that. And SWOT analysis is a good technique to use. I don't know if people have heard of that, but it's quite easy and you can look it up. We can't cover the whole technique here, but SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
yeah,
And strengths and weaknesses are internal, whereas opportunities and threats are external. And you generally match your strength with the opportunity and
yeah.
see how you can come up with ideas for new
Maybe we should
ventures.
take a fictitious or a sample business next time, and maybe we should do some sort of a risk analysis or SWOT analysis on it.
Yeah,
And as
yeah.
a maybe if you keep watching, maybe in one of our next video we would cover something like that. Yeah, also I'd like to say a few things about doing business in times of recession or in times of a downturn. And one of the things that I have sort of learned, and I have experienced even going through the GFC, I saw that the advice that I would give is that be a painkiller, not a supplement. Supplements are great I mean, this is just a generic example, but people buy supplement in good times, but in bad times you want to solve a really painful problem that people have no option but to get your service, because people go down to the essentials. And so make sure to um, to portray your service as an essential. And yeah, and if you do want to think about it as, are you the painkiller or are you the supplement, just the feel good supplement? So be the painkiller in these times. That's what I would say.
That's a good analogy, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's about it from us. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and next week we'll be recording another video, and yeah, look forward to seeing all of you again.
See you. Bye.